And I was like, oh, fuck. We're not in the US. I am back, my beautiful people. I'm back in your presence. I'm back in your ears, in your eyesight. I'm back, guys. And welcome to SUGA CRAVE Show. Before I forget, I'm back. I feel good. I just came back from vacation. And as you can see, I'm very chirpy, very happy. I wasn't after when I came back, as I just had such a great time. I went to Ipoh, Malaysia. Is actually my first international flight ever. So for being my first one, it was pretty amazing. The trip all around took about 18 hours just to get there, but it was so worth it. So I went out there to celebrate my brother-in-law's wedding. So my wife, she's from there, and it was cool because the vacation was perfect because it was experience of the culture, the including the wedding, the food, traveling, enduring all that time to get to a place like that, just viewing different, like it's hard to describe. It's almost like different, like it's different types of, like little things like different types of cars, different types of food, different types of weather, and I mean, like at least for me when I went over there, it was just like a wholesome experience. It was fucking fantastic, and it was just so great and so eye opening too, to see everything. What the food tastes like, what how people react or interact with one another, and the trip, it was just fucking absolutely amazing. I was just so, like, there was so much for the time, for how long I was there. It still wasn't enough time. We were about there for like probably less than a week. I think next time I probably would stay there for, if I could, a month, because there was just so much to do. Especially we had to go to a wedding, and then, meeting all the family, because I got to meet her side of the family, and it was fucking great. So just the travel time. It takes about 18 hours just to get from LAX to Kuala Lumpur, which is their capital. That's their main international. They have only one international airport right there. So from there, you have to travel in car just to get into their town, Ipoh. And it was about, I think, 3 hours, a little shy of 3 hours to get there. And they drive on the left-hand side, which was quite an experience. I didn't get to drive there, but I did drive around town, and it was cool. I kind of liked it. It was like almost like a video game, you know. But it was so great. I actually have a video on my Instagram. Go check it out. It's basically just a recap of what the vacation was. I'm slowly releasing pictures. I just haven't had time because when I got back, I just had to go, just busy with work and projects, and just like it was just a shit show. I wish I would have been able to release, pictures or videos, but that's what I'm doing now. So, especially because I got news, I gotta wait till the end. But what was I gonna say? So, but yeah, so first getting there, we got there at night, and I booked a hotel, and the crazy experience about it was just, the conversion rate from USD to ringgit is about 4 to 1. So $4 to their $1 for them, or 1 USD to 4.6 ringgit to there. So you're living like a fucking king out there. And we stayed at a hotel nearby, and my first experience of the culture was at that moment. Getting there, going to customs. It was fucking crazy. So I knew I was in a different country once I got to customs. So Korean and I were walking, there's these different lines in customs and different, status. So, international, local, whatever. So, of course, we go to international, and there's a family of like 5 in front of us, and we're just waiting, We're tired as fuck. And some random guy cuts us and is standing directly behind this family. And this family is like looking back, like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who's this creepy guy behind us? And this guy just has no clue, any manners or anything like that. And all of a sudden, the custom officer comes out of his desk and grabs him by the ear. And this is a grown-ass man, guys. One grown-ass man grabbing another grown-ass man's ear and dragging him behind us. Because, he cut everybody off, us, and yells at him. He's just like, well, you don't do that. And it was just like, it was crazy. It was almost like a man scolding a child. But this child's a grown-ass man. And I was like, oh, fuck. We're not in the U.S. We're not in the U.S. And so it was just like, it was crazy, especially being like just first landing in there and getting the first experience of the culture. And I was just like, fuck, okay, we're not in the U.S. Because you can't do that in the U.S., unless you have, you're posing a threat. But this guy wasn't posing a threat. He just cut the line. And so, but once we got off the desk, it was cool. I flashed that, fast pass. I swear the U.S. passport gets like, it's, I don't know what, I don't want to be arrogant, but it's like the fast pass for the U.S. customs. They see it, they're like, all right, boom. Pff. They don't even think about it. They let you in. But, so after that, we go to get to our hotel, and this is when I noticed of scale wise, like the hotel we were staying at, it's a really nice hotel. Like, how much it would cost, there is really expensive compared to here. Like, at the conversion rate, it was about like $100 a night to stay there. And over there, it's like, we're talking about 400, 500, and it's a lot of money to spend a night there. So the next morning, I went to go to the gym, and this is when I knew about the whole scale. Like, here in the U.S. we talk about high class, middle class, and lower class. There it's like high class, lower class, like low class. And it was crazy because I was waiting for the gym, and because I wanted to go running and just been trying to train for this half marathon that I'm doing in Pasadena. And I asked the front desk, and I'm like, hey, your gym says it's open at 7, just want to confirm. And they're like, yeah, it's open. No one's there. I'm like, no, I just I can wait and stuff. They're like, okay, let's I'll let somebody open it for you. So I go back to the gym, and it's open. Miraculously, I think it was like, I was there like at 7, and it didn't open like until like 7:45. And I go there, and the lady's like, it's like, oh, you're waiting. I was like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no worries. So I'm going to the gym, and I'm running, and she comes, running in and just looking and making sure I'm all right. And I'm looking like kind of like, oh, hey, I'm just fucking running. And then I forgot to get a towel. So I went to go get a towel. And she's like, oh, you want a towel? I'm like, yeah, please. And she gives me a towel. And she's like, oh, I just want to say I'm sorry, very sorry. I'm like, oh, don't worry about it. For me, I'm like, I'm on vacation. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to bust balls. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I'm just not that person. I want to be like, man, be a fucking asshole, starting the vacation. And just the funny part, I was telling Karine, I was like, she was so like apologetic to the point that it was just like I felt like her job was on the line, and it was funny but sad at the same time, because she'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry." I'm like, "Oh no, it's fine, it's fine." Things happen, and it's cool. Hey, the gym's open, and she's like, "Yeah, yeah, just, but I'm sorry, I'm very sorry, sorry." I'm like, "It's okay, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. We're good." And I go back and work out. And once I leave, she apologizes again. She's like, "I just want to say I'm sorry." So I'm like, "Yeah, I'm like, okay, I got it. I got it. You're sorry. Do I need to talk to somebody?" And no, she was really nice, and it was just funny, just because it was just that interaction. Because in the U.S., they'd be like, they apologize once, or even they won't apologize. They'd be like, "Hey, it's fucking open. Enjoy, you fat ass. Go run." And I'm like, "All right, whatever." But there, it's just so, they're like, here, they're here to help, right? People are here to help. There, they're there to serve, and it's just a totally different feeling and experience, because I've never had that before. Not at that level. You go to like really nice hotels. The employees or the staff, very accommodating, but was like super accommodating. It was almost like uncomfortable accommodation, because like we that morning we went for breakfast, and first thing we get is that the manager is just like, you guys going to get breakfast? Here, let me escort you. So I was like, yeah, cool. It's nice. We get a welcoming and also a little tour and stuff like that. It was amazing breakfast too. Oh my God, the food there. Oh my Lanta, it's fucking fantastic. It's just like so, I don't know, delicious, flavorful. The spices are different over there. I feel like the way that they cook, it's different. Their kitchens are different than like our traditional kitchen. Like their kitchens are like outside, but like covered, right? Our kitchens are more inside, so they mostly do woks or gas, and here there is gas, but mostly electric, and it's just like, you could tell the quality over there. But going back to the breakfast, it was funny because like you would go, once you leave the table, they'll like clean your plate and everything, and they'll give you a fresh new one. And it's just like, it's funny because I never had that before. I was always like using the same plate, using the same cup, and never having to have like a brand new napkin. Or it was just like, it was such a eye-opening experience to have that and see that class level, like front face, like in your face. And because here it's you get it, but you have to pay like really, really high dollar in order to get that type of like reaction, or service or anything like that. So it was interesting to kind of get that experience. But skipping all that, so we drive down to Ipoh, and it's like about 3 hours of a drive, and it was so green. I loved how green it was. At the time it was a bit misty, rainy, humid, but I love that. I don't know why, but I think it kind of reminded me of Florida. And, it's funny because people give me shit about it. Like, why do you like Florida so much? It's so, it's so separate from the U.S. It's like basically fucking a tropical, forest over there. And I like it. I love that, except that fucking reptiles and all that shit, fucking crocodiles or no, alligators. Fuck that. Snakes too, spiders. Fuck that shit. But going back to that, just the drive there. So Ipoh's known for two things: for their white coffee and their mountains. So the town it's a slower paced town. So like for instance, if you want to go to like a younger, like fast moving, you'll go to a city like Kuala Lumpur, right, the capital. It's a lot faster, more modern, but more retirees go to Ipoh, which is like I like that. I like that pace, especially vacation. That's a great pace for vacation, and just when first getting there, it was just amazing. Just the mountains. So they mine a lot of their mountains, and they sell it to they sell the rock itself for making countertops, floor tiles and stuff, and it was just absolutely beautiful, beautiful town or city, and just like getting there, having that time to enjoy the food. The food was fucking amazing. I keep preaching about the food. It's just like it was funny because Korean and I went to New York to meet her parents one time, and I thought from that vacation I ate so much, like to the point that I couldn't eat more. My stomach was fucking aching. It was hurting so much because I was eating a lot of food, but it was so great. But that was like mixed with, Malaysian food plus like pizzas plus Italian. It was just all types of different food there. But when we were in Ipoh, I was having everything, all their food, like a lot of Malaysian food, a lot of the city's food. Like the breakfast was just like, it was amazing. Cause there's this like soup dish that like the broth just tastes fucking so, I don't know, so organic. So I don't know. It was different. It just didn't feel artificial. It felt like it took a long time to make, a lot of detail into it, and it was just like so fucking amazing. To watch the full episode of the SUGA CRAVE Show, go to the link down below on my Patreon, and you'll see everything. You'll see all behind the scenes, all the unreleased music, and all unedited versions of this podcast. Until then, I'll see you in the next one.